the Trump administration is reportedly pausing the processing of some green card applications, including those from approved refugees. This is part of a broader effort to more aggressively vet migrants. Fox 5's Good Day New York co-host Rosanna Scotto joins me now. Why are they doing this? Because if you peer very closely into green card applications, that tends to discourage legal immigration.
And I'm sure there are going to be a lot of disappointed people because they've been approved already. But this is a temporary pause that, according to published reports, the Trump administration is temporarily pausing the system because they have questions about the vetting process under the Biden administration. As you know, millions of people cross the border illegally. There's over 1 million gotaways in this country. And so I think Trump just wants to take a moment and check out the vetting process. According to these published reports, he has said two things. One, he wants to make sure that these people who are coming into our country are vetted to the maximum degree. The second, he said that he wants to make sure that the Mexican cartels are designated as foreign terrorist organizations. You know, we have the Tren de Aragua in our country. Yep. They have been so open on social media with basically advertising human trafficking and smuggling operations in this country. They've also basically given guidance on how to cross the Mexican-U.S. border illegally. So, and they've been flaunting it, you know, on social media platforms. So now the Trump administration just wants to take a pause, look at everybody's social media accounts and see how, you know.
That's understandable, isn't it? You know, you're having trouble vetting people. It makes perfect sense. But there's a lot of very disappointed people on that.
Of course.
You can't have everything.
I know.
Sure.
People who thought that they were so close to getting their green cards now have to wait a little bit.
I'm sure you saw this, Rosanna, but there's an op-ed in the New York Post. It's from the editorial board. It argues that New York City is looking at a years-long hangover from the migrant surge. They say, quote, to curb New York City's post-migrant crisis pain, you have to starve the shelter industrial complex. Okay, yeah, we've got a hangover. How long does it last?
Okay, so the New York Post is talking about New York City. As you know, we were one of the cities that had the brunt of the illegal migrant crisis here. Yeah. At one point, we had hundreds of thousands of people crowding the shelter system. There have been report after report that some of these operators of the shelter system are corrupt. They're getting overpaid. Who knows how they're treating the migrants after taking in millions and millions of dollars. Right now, New York City has spent $7 billion in trying to help the migrants settle in this country. We still have another 45,000 migrants in our shelter system right now. They're estimating it's going to take years to get them into, you know, their own housing and, you know, stable on their own.
There's 45,000 migrants in our shelters. That does not include homeless people who want space in those shelters, too.
That's right. And, you know, listen, it costs a lot of money in New York City to live, as you know. You were talking about egg prices. That's just the first thing that you have to worry about. Housing is impossible to find in New York City. And so right now, according to the New York Post, they are suggesting that the city pull the money away from the shelter system completely, stop using this like an all-you-can-eat buffet, and start from scratch with a new system. But, you know, right now the city council is run by very, very progressive people who basically want to make sure that the migrants who come to this country have everything they need. As you know, we were giving gift cards, free education, free housing, free phones, health care. Did I miss it? Oh, legal services.
Oh, yes, let's not forget that. Give them the lawyers to make sure they get everything they need.
Yeah.
Rosanna, thanks very much for joining us.